Yes. Yes, I'm filming. I'm live right now. You want to say hi? Welcome to the Paint the Town Red podcast. I am your host, Chance Bowen. Today we have some updates for you on the Iran War, G7 Summit, and the big, beautiful military parade. Wasn't so big and beautiful after all. Let's break it down. Iran and Israel are once again slapping each other across the desert. And let's be real, Israel is no innocent bystander. They've been playing geopolitical monopoly for decades now, except instead of boardwalk, they just bulldoze neighborhoods and call it defense. I support our country, but I just don't support a foreign lobby with a $3 billion allowance. As soon as Iran fired the first attack, Bibi Netanyahu disappeared faster than Pfizer trial data. Isn't that interesting? Usually, if you stick behind what you say, you wouldn't invade the country. Well, I don't know. Maybe he knew something that the rest of his country didn't know. One minute he's talking tough, the next he's on a jet. The media seems to still be trying to sell us the poor Israel propaganda. Guys, they attacked first, and apparently the White House didn't even approve it. Trump and Bibi Netanyahu could be playing good cop, bad cop with Iran, except in this version, the good cop tweets in all caps and the bad cop levels neighborhoods. It's like a tag team match where one distracts the world and the other wages World War III. And guess who is going to get sent over to die? You. Isn't it funny how the loudest people calling for war are always over 100 years old? Of course they are, because they are not the ones that are going to be dodging drones in the desert. They'll be tucked into bed by 7 p.m. while 19-year-olds get shipped off to fight wars over pipelines and lobbyist checks. It's easy to send your kids to die when your biggest battle is over your fiber supplements. Look, guys, just like in Iraq, Syria, Somalia, and Libya and the rest of the Middle East, the reason we have to support Israel is because Iran could have nukes and they will try and nuke America. They hate us. It has nothing to do with the fact that Israel wants to be the dominant power in the region. They are the victims here. We have to attack now. They are somewhere, according to experts, in the neighborhood of producing a nuclear bomb within 1 week to 5 years. And yes, North Korea has nukes and they're a lot closer to us, but we don't care about that. We care about Israel remaining as the ruler of the Middle East. Oh, and by the way, the Israel lobby has our entire government paid off to ensure we get into war when they decide. So don't worry about Americans not wanting to go die for another nation. It's not a problem. The Bible says in the end times there will be the synagogue of Satan, people who claim to be Jews but are not and lie. Well, guess what? Bibi's Netanyahu's name is not Benjamin Netanyahu. If you are a far right person who's online and follow my podcast, you know this very well, but if you're just listening for the first time, that might be shocking to you. Sorry to break it to you. And it's like we don't like Iran either. Sometimes you talk to this about this topic with people and you're skeptical of the Israel lobby and they say, "What do you want Iran to win? You like Iran?" No, we don't like Iran. It's not black and white. It's gray, like most things in life, in real life. So that's what it is. I can't help but to think, I mean, we don't know the details of what's going on, but just based on what we do know, don't you think we should be doing bidding into World War into us going to war? Don't you think we should be doing the negotiation and the bidding on that, not another nation who we give a giant allowance to, who owns a big portion of our government? I don't know. Just wonder. This whole ordeal was good for the far right, though. It has exposed a lot of posers. The great noticing, as they say, is happening. Marjorie Taylor Greene is tweeting. Thomas Massie, Nick Fuentes was right about pretty much everything. We love Trump, but not when he's soft on deportations and backs Israel. Look, it's okay. We have Kanye West on our side. And, with him, we just can't fail at this point. Moving on to the G7 Summit, aka the Global Gala, sponsored by Pfizer and adult diapers. Here are the key takeaways. They focused on Israel-Iran de-escalation. All G7 leaders, Britain's, France, Germany's, Canada's, Japan, agreed the urgent need to lower tensions in the Middle East. European leaders are pushing to bring Iran back to the negotiating table. And Japan is actually openly condemning recent Israeli actions. The rising sun. Trump's agenda pushing to reinstate Russia and even China into the group, dubbing G8 or G9 to prevent future conflicts, securing critical mineral supply chains, and to protect rare earth elements, especially amid recent Chinese export restrictions. So, kind of boring, but at least, they're doing something. They want to expand G7's membership, boring, Brazil, Australia, India, Scheinbaum, Mexico, Africa, Trade and international tensions. Trump held a bilateral talks to advance UK trade. U.S. deal is floating to reinstate tariffs. Canada's Carney emphasized that without the leadership of the U.S., G7 would be worthless. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I don't like Canada. I don't like Carney, but that was kind of nice of him to say, I guess. And true. Mostly true. Maybe not nice, mostly true. Indigenous acknowledgement and protest. Canada added Indigenous ceremonial elements to the opening. Oh, wow. Come on. But the summit also saw protests in Calgary. Demonstrators highlight climate action, inequality, and anti-war sentiments. Just typical Canada being gay. Well, we got our military parade in the U.S., but was it good? No, it wasn't. There are people on the left giving their opinion, saying it was the worst they've ever seen because, obviously Trump co-sponsored it, so they got to say it's bad. People on the right said it's the best parade they've ever seen because, they love Trump and everything that he does, no matter what it is, and they're completely brainwashed on both sides. But here's my opinion. I don't think anybody watched that with an unbiased opinion and said that was a good parade. It absolutely sucked. So I want to show you a clip of the World War II celebration parade that Russia put on. I'm going to play that right now. Yeah. Now that is a parade, And the parade that we did, here's our parade. I'll just show you a little clip of it just in case you didn't watch it. Total embarrassment, right? Now, it sucked, and it looked like we were a bunch of video game losers just walking down the street in like in a military uniform we're not even in the military. That's what it looked like. It looked like people that were not actually in the military that got a uniform and walked down the street. It really did. But then some people are saying that it was a formal parade and that we don't do parades like that. But if we don't, then let's just not do them at all. That's what I say. Because they just look bad. I want a nice parade, I want like a... Right? This one was an embarrassment, a total waste of money. Apparently it cost $42 million to host. So if you're going to spend that kind of money, do it right. But, and then also too, they had like the worst music and the worst rock music, and they were doing commentating by like a baseball announcement guy. And it's like as if a person was not on the right and like worked in corporate America and then was like, we gotta appeal to the right wingers. How are we gonna do that? I know. We'll have a rock band that's like mixed with country and we'll have hot dogs and we'll play it like a baseball game. I mean, it sucked. It just totally sucked. All around. I'm not gonna harp on it anymore. It just sucked. And I don't even like the Army's did you see their logos and stuff too? It doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't look scary. It looks soft. Like a corporate company of some kind, trying to be politically correct. That's what it looks like. But, that's a lot of bad news. Now we'll move on to hopefully some good reels that you guys sent me.
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections?
Oh, probably. But it was for the good of the system in order to avoid the communists from taking over. For example, in Europe, in 47, 48, 49, the Greeks and the Italians.
We don't do that now, though. We don't mess around other people's elections, Jim.
Only for a very good cause.
Can you do that? Do a Vine video on those former CIA directors.
Only for a very good cause in the interest of...
All right, thanks for being here.
The question, why not me, is the question I had to ask. It's the question we should all be asking when there's a 34-count convicted felon in the White House, when billionaires are playing politician, right? We need to be asking, why not us. And there are structural barriers. I'm telling you, it is an uphill fight to be in this race, to be 25, young and working class, a woman, a first-generation American. It is not easy to be in this race. I didn't inherit a donor list. I don't have a legacy last name or big money behind me. I have you. And so I'm asking folks, are we going to do things differently? And that is the question you have to answer with your vote in 2025.
God.
Is the question
So fake. I can't believe like the people that they're raising up to be politicians are still doing this. It's so fake. Everybody sees it. Like, who talks like that? Ugh, it's the most annoying thing about politics, I think, in all of politics is like how they talk. It's just so fake. It's like when you go sell somebody in business, right? In the real world, you know, when you sell them, you don't go, "What we need is this product." And be so dramatic. No, they don't do that. It's stupid. Everybody knows it's fake, and if you fall for that, you're just naive and stupid, honestly. But this is the Paint the Town Red podcast. We hope you guys have a wonderful week. Have a good one.